Hello everybody and welcome to another board game discussion video. Today's topic is all about music. That is to say, as you're playing a board game, also having music playing at the same time. This is a topic that's really evolved for me over the last few months, and it's something that I've wanted to do as a video for all that time. But the issue is that originally I was going to do it as like a top 5, top 10, the best matches and that kind of thing. But then I was like, there's too many that are really good. It doesn't really make sense. And then I started discussing it with some of my gamer friends, and I realized that it's a rather divisive issue where some people really enjoy having music, others don't enjoy it, some enjoy specific types. And so for me personally, I like having music. I like having a nice ambiance. It really gets me involved in the game and immersed in the game, and it helps me sort of be in the world type of thing. And so I wanted to talk about, from my perspective, at least 3 major topics with this: the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good being the music that I like to hear and I like to listen to, the bad being music that I don't like to have on, and then the ugly being when you shouldn't have music, in my opinion. But of course, you guys know I love to hear from you. What are your opinions on this? Do you like hearing music as you're playing a board game, or do you like to really focus on the game itself? And of course, let me know why. Put everything in the comments below. But that said, we're going to jump right into it for me, and that is good music to play while you're playing a game. So first and foremost, I want to mention a website called mellodice.com. It's something that I've only recently started using, and it is amazingly cool. Essentially, you go in and you type in the name of a board game, and it gives you a playlist, I believe from YouTube, of a bunch of songs that'll work really well. The thing that I love about this is that it's all ambient music, and that's really what it boils down for me. Is good music is going to be the real orchestral soundtrack type music. You're not going to have any lyrics. You're going to have a lot of mostly strings. I really like having string music because horns and really heavy percussion tends to be a little bit more overwhelming when it comes to sitting at the table playing a game type of thing. So a couple of examples for me personally also are going to be things like Star Wars, right? Star Wars or any other of these things that have wonderful IPs, TVs, movies, that kind of stuff. A lot of them have wonderful soundtracks, really great heavy orchestral, and of course really wonderful ambiance music that are really well associated for whatever the games are doing, because a lot of times you'll have a good matchup there. Another good example for that is Game of Thrones. Of course, the Game of Thrones TV show has some absolutely incredible music, and I absolutely love having it on while I'm playing a game. You also have things like Lord of the Rings, which works wonderfully for any sort of adventure game or high fantasy type games and things like that. There are a lot of options. But if you go to Mellodice, then of course you'll get listings of not only movie soundtracks, but just sort of like ambient compositions that people have done and all that kind of thing. It's really a cool little tool, and it's really kind of helpful in that. But moving right along, bad music to play. Some of the music that I really don't like is going to be things that have lyrics. Anything that has lyrics on it is always going to distract me personally. I'm going to be sitting there trying to sing along with the song while I'm thinking about the game, and it just doesn't work. Not to mention, there are very few songs that are lyrical that fit with the theme of most games, because for me personally, I like alternative rock type of stuff, and so it just doesn't meld well with a lot of board games that I like to play. Now, certainly there are other lyrical things or lyrical styles that can potentially work with board games, but I'm just not a huge fan of it, and so I just try to stay away from all lyrical music altogether. It just doesn't work. Last but certainly not least, the ugly. When do we not play music? Well, the obvious answer from my perspective is when in public. So of course, if you're at an FLGS, then it's really not a good idea to have your phone out or your little Bluetooth speaker or whatever it is, have it out there blaring music. Just don't do it. Like, come on, that's just weird. Why would you do that? The other major hang up for me is if I'm at a home game, whether I'm hosting or if I'm at somebody else's home, if other people don't want it. That's really all it boils down to. If somebody else objects to it, then I'm not going to do it. But that said, it's something that I really enjoy. It's something that immerses me in the game, and I have relatively few rules about it, but it's just very calming and really enjoyable. And I like having the actual music as opposed to like the nature sound effects type of thing, although I guess that could work for Wingspan. But regardless, it's nice to have that sort of ambiance in the background from my perspective at least. But of course, I want to know what you guys think. That's all the rambling that I had. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you like having music on, ambiance? Do you like having the babbling brook and the rainstorms? Whatever it happens to be, please let me know in the comments below, and give me your favorite recommendations as well. What's a particular board game, a particular soundtrack that you enjoy listening to that matches up really well? I would love to hear your guys' suggestions on that. But regardless, if you haven't done so already, please take a look at my various social media pages and my Patreon page. You can interact with myself, my channel, and all that great stuff in a bunch of really fun ways. And with that, I hope that you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching it, and I will see you next time.